Hello everyone, it's me, Juan Gamer54, bringing a video today. We are going to continue off from where we left off yesterday. We're going to be finally reacting to the commentary version of the time-traveling ghost pirate theory. And then after that, Saturday would be the last of all. The Saturday will be the last episode before Monday being the Don't Feed the Muse movie marathon. It really is saddening to me that we're actually gonna. This is actually the end. We're actually gonna be ending this Alex Bale SpongeBob Theory marathon. But all the good things come to an end, I suppose. But anyways, I really do enjoy doing this with you guys, and hopefully we can do this again down in the future. But anyways, without further ado, let's go.
Alright, so this time, instead of ending with the big twist, I'm just gonna open with it. The Flying Dutchman is the ghost of Patchy the Pirate. This is a claim that makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
They look different, they act different, and most importantly, Patchy the Pirate is alive at the same time we see the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah.
It would be impossible to prove that they're the same person, right? Well, I like a challenge. This is the time-traveling ghost pirate theory.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this is the best Alex Bale. This feels like the best Alex Bale theory by far. Oh wait, we got something. Difficult to see, but in each of these tiles in the bottom fog, there's a secret word that appears for a second, spelling out a message from the muse. Really?
Before I get to how these characters connect, I have to explain the tragic backstory of Patchy the Pirate.
Dang.
I'm Patchy the Pirate, president of the SpongeBob SquarePants fan club. Patchy the Pirate is the president of the SpongeBob fan club, and they often cut to him during special episodes to host the show and talk to the audience.
Yeah.
It fits in perfectly with my television theory, and clearly works for the in-universe SpongeBob SquarePants showrunners as some kind of mascot for the show. Boring! Well, if it isn't my less than amusing sidekick, Potty the Parrot.
They even use the motions for SpongeBob. You know, that squeak squeak.
Constantly harassing him, and I'm also pretty sure Patchy wants to eat him. Shiver me timbers, it's Potty. I wonder what parrot tastes like. That's not what this theory's about. If you rewatch all the episodes with Patchy, you start to notice a bit of a disturbing development with his character. Patchy has devoted his entire life to SpongeBob.
Yeah.
The devotion is very one-sided, and the more time that goes on, the more resentful Patchy becomes of SpongeBob. In the season 3 episode Party Pooper Pants, Patchy throws a house party and tries to invite SpongeBob, but he doesn't.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I saw this episode.
I sure hope he got his invitation.
I'd sure like to go to this party, but I can't read the invitation.
Dang.
Patchy doesn't really seem to be that upset about it. Ah, well. But then things start to take a turn.
Come on
in
in.
the episode The Sponge Who Could Fly. Patchy follows a map and goes on a crazy adventure to find the legendary Lost SpongeBob episode, and after finally getting it, this is what plays. That's it? That's the Lost episode? That was just a bunch of cheap
SpongeBob fans, when they realize the Don't Feed the Muse 2 was a film with no theory. Hot dang.
So,
Self-burn.
down by SpongeBob again,
A rare
but
one.
I'm sure he'll get over it just like last time.
Nah, my boy crashed out.
SpongeBob betrayed us! I'm sorry I ever started this stupid fan club in the first place. Patchy has a full-on.
The reason why SpongeBob eyes look so big is because they legally aren't allowed to show real SpongeBob merch in the show for kids. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? Advertise the merch, man. This is yours.
He does find the real Lost episode and goes back to normal, but this is just the start of Patchy's
This theory didn't line up much with the plot of the film, other than some similarities with both Patchy and Alex being the SpongeBob guy and regretting it. True. Yeah, I guess I could see I can see it.
Patchy throws a massive television extravaganza to celebrate 10 years of SpongeBob. There is a ton of production value and celebrities that Patchy managed to get. There is no way SpongeBob
Exactly,
would
my man.
for it.
My man has to be broke by then.
dedicated 10 years of his life to SpongeBob, and
Dang.
he can't even be bothered to show up once. And this never even gets resolved in the episode either.
You can see the red eyes of Jared in the Happy Meat Farm on top of the left corner. I think Jared has much more in common with Patchy than Alex. Dang. Oh yeah, Jared. Wasn't he? Yeah, I think he was the guy that was trying to get funding for his film. Dang.
Patchy tries to find SpongeBob, thinks he's about to meet him, but then it turns out it was all just a dream.
Mister, are you okay?
SpongeBob.
No, it's just me, the guy in the penny.
Abraham
Patchy's
Lincoln.
one-sided obsession with SpongeBob is making him delusional, and this is by no
It was
means
crazy
the
to
last
say
time
that.
Patchy will hallucinate meeting SpongeBob. In Atlantis Square Pantis, Patchy gets
Oh
lost
yeah,
in
I
the
like
desert
this
and
one.
once again hallucinates SpongeBob.
Uh-oh. Here come the hallucinations.
He even acknowledges this is an hallucination.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
But then, in SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout, it seems like he finally really does meet SpongeBob.
From your biggest fan. I have a fan.
Bro, I know we just did like the original video, but I'm just gonna keep it as it is. But that scene, man, like, god dang, Nickelodeon, what were you thinking?
Surprise! It's Patchy the Pirate. Happy birthday, SpongeBob. Thank you, Patchy.
But even if they don't explicitly say it, this is definitely another hallucination. It's right after he crashed into an island, and he's just a severed head for some reason,
Yep.
and he can breathe underwater. Yeah, I'm gonna say that this is a hallucination. They have another alleged meeting in SpongeBob's Road to Christmas special, but this time Patchy's fully animated for some reason, so I'm pretty skeptical about this one too. In fact, I'm gonna come
He
back
feels
to this
so
one.
uncanny
Keep it in
being
mind, because
animated,
it's gonna
man.
be very important
I'm
later
used to
on.
seeing him
So,
human,
as much
so
as Patchy
him seeing
worships
animated,
SpongeBob
that's
and
just
wants to
creepy.
meet him, he never will. And you don't have to take my word for it either. In a 2009 WonderCon panel with some of the actors and creators of SpongeBob, they talk about the rules they have for writing the show, including the fact that Patchy can never meet SpongeBob.
His character has evolved into this pirate that's obsessed with SpongeBob. They can never meet, right? Well, they can never meet. There's a lot of rules in SpongeBob which are there for a reason. I think it's part of success in a way.
From the very start of his creation,
Dang.
they doomed Patchy to
Talk
be an
about preying on his
obsessed man who
downfall.
would never meet his idol. He will spend the rest of his life devoted to SpongeBob, but no matter how hard he tries, he will never reach Bikini Bottom, and he will never meet SpongeBob. And unfortunately, that is the tragic story of Patchy the Pirate. But if all of that's true, then I just have one lingering question.
What?
How come the dumpster behind the Krusty Krab has a message that reads, Patchy was here? Don't go anywhere, because the time-traveling ghost pirate theory is about to get crazy.
I'm trying to see what words spelled out. Okay, I don't see nothing. But I just want to know when. I just want to know, like, from the SpongeBob like creators, like, how much of this is intentional and how much of this is just Easter eggs that Alex Bale just seemingly able to put together into a nice, neatly, almost believable theory. Like, how many of these are Easter eggs and how many of these are like intentional? Because, like, what the hey, man? Just what the hey? Like, I'm not trying to discredit Alex Bale's videos, like, because I'm enjoying myself with this. But, like, at some point, we need to find out which one is just an Easter egg and which one is just intentional. Because, what the hey, man? Like, I just want to come back from watching, from work, just watching some SpongeBob flipping Krabby Patties. But you mean to tell me that there are some lore that Goofy Goobers is planning to take over the world? We got alien jellyfish. We got Mrs. Puff possibly putting her own husband into a pack and most likely wants to do the same with Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs also being guilty for most likely saving his daughter just to feed her to the Bikini Bottom residents just to make a quick millions. Like, what? Origin of the
I'll
Flying
come back to
Dutchman.
this message later, but
The graffiti is from season 2 episode Sailor Mouth, where SpongeBob also finds a crypt that says "Up the bubbles, down the air," and it's never explained in this episode. Did Bubble Buddy write this? He was created before this episode. Is there something more going on with him? Remember when he let Scooter die, even though he later learned he could save him? We also know from season 12, Dirty Bubble returns, that if the bubble gets dirty, it turns evil. Remember when Bubble Buddy absorbed dirt off Pearl's hand in this episode debut? I'd take a clear look at that bubble-related episodes if I were you. Ah, okay. Okay.
first we have to talk about the mysterious origins
Interesting.
of the
I
Flying
didn't think
Dutchman.
anything
The
about
Flying
Bubble
Dutchman
Buddy,
is the legendary ghost pirate that haunts
even though he
Bikini
does
Bottom.
technically show up in 2 episodes.
The Flying Dutchman.
Or did he did show up in newer episodes?
The
I'm not
first time
sure.
we hear about the Flying Dutchman is in the episode Squidward the Unfriendly Ghost, when SpongeBob finds a comic book about his origins.
It's the origin of the Flying Dutchman. It says when he died, they used his body as a window display.
Dang.
Now he haunts the seven seas because
Disrespecting
he
him
was
even
never
from the
put out.
dead.
Now, I've always been a little skeptical about this origin, not just because it's claiming they put an actual human corpse up as display in a
There's another secret Jared eyes on the top right. He's always watching. God dang, I just now realized it. Come on, man.
store, but because the Flying Dutchman himself contradicts it.
It's a little torn. Of course, it was the shirt I was buried in. He was
Yeah, I'm
never
kind of
put to
glad they
rest.
changed
If
that.
he
Like,
was
that's
buried,
messed up,
this
man.
origin
You
can't be true. So, who is the Flying
let my
Dutchman?
boy Dutchman rest.
Well, when I rewatched all the episodes with the Flying Dutchman, I kept noticing that he seems to have some kind of fixation with SpongeBob in particular. In the episode Shanghai, he drops his anchor on SpongeBob's home, which leads to him having to briefly join the Dutchman's crew. Then, in Born Again Krabs, he's about to take Mr. Krabs' soul, but then
To
immediately changes his
Davy
mind
Jones'
when SpongeBob
locker.
offers his soul instead. And even in the Camp Coral prequel show, he haunts SpongeBob as a kid. But strangest of all, in Ghost Host, the Dutchman's ship
My
gets
man
destroyed,
has
and out of all the places in Bikini Bottom
Millennium
to stay,
heat.
he decides to stay with SpongeBob.
My location where I'll be staying? Business or residence? Residence.
And look at the way he mischievously smiles when he sees SpongeBob. It
Yeah.
feels like this is personal for him, but why? The episode Ghost Host is actually the first time we get a bit more depth for the Flying Dutchman's character. At first, he spends all of his time torturing SpongeBob, but eventually
Scaring
he just
him
wants to
until
stay
he
and hang out with
legitimately
him.
can't be scared no more.
Stay with a friend for a while. Just for a little while longer.
Even though his ship's already been repaired for 3 months.
Actually, I have a confession, SpongeBob. My ship's been done for 3 months now.
It feels like the Dutchman has some kind of vendetta
Nah,
against
and you've been
SpongeBob
here and we're not
specifically.
paying no
Also,
rent.
deep down, he's just lonely and wants to be
I
SpongeBob's
mean, let's be
friend.
honest. How
And
is Dutchman
does
going to
that
pay
remind
rent?
you of anyone? Someone who's desperate to be SpongeBob's friend, but also has a deep resentment towards him. Okay, but there's like a bunch of reasons why the Flying Dutchman couldn't be the ghost of Patchy the Pirate. I mean, for starters, they look totally different, right? Different shirt, different hat, and most importantly, the Dutchman doesn't have the iconic hook and eye patch that Patchy does.
Ha.
This is the point where I was about to give up and scrap this theory, but then I decided to rewatch the season 1 episode Arg, where
Wait, there's
SpongeBob
two.
plays a
Wait, come
hat,
back.
and most importantly, the Dutchman
Give us
doesn't
some
have
lore.
the iconic hook and eye patch that Patchy does. This is the point where I was about to give up and scrap this theory, but then I decided to rewatch the season 1 episode.
Alright, I got it. This episode is actually called ARG with 2 R's, but I secretly removed one of them to reference the fact that these videos are as part of an ARG. This was completely pointless and I didn't think anyone would ever notice. Haha. Bro, what? You know, now looking at it, nah, that's crazy. That's insane. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Hold on, let me pull it up on my phone. Hold on, I'll be right back. Yep, I'm fact checking it. It really do be. I see ARRGH what I'm looking at, and I'm looking at the video right now, and it says ARG. Nah, that is insane. That's insane, man. Also, if you didn't know, ARG stands for Alternate Reality Game. It's a type of storytelling that requires the audience to interact with it to progress. Don't Feed the Muse isn't a traditional ARG since a lot of it is just straightforward films, but there were many ARG elements like other YouTube channels, website, and secret codes you can find unlock more than larger stories. Blah, 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 blah. All right.
SpongeBob plays a part
Honestly, I wouldn't mind if Alex Bale makes another ARG like this. I wouldn't be upset. Heck, I'm pretty sure he's probably making it right now with the storytellings. I mean, with the theories he's making.
Picture of the Flying Dutchman. I mean, look, he clearly has the same nose and face as him, but this
Dang.
looks like a picture of when he was still alive and had a darker black beard. But the hat he's wearing is not the usual Flying Dutchman hat.
They
It
really
is the
bent my man's
exact
nose.
same hat Patchy the Pirate wears. Okay, but he still doesn't have the eye patch and the hook hand, right? Well, yeah, but here's the thing. Neither does Patchy. Patchy's hook is always switching hands, and he constantly takes off his eye patch, because Patchy isn't a real pirate. He's just pretending to be one.
The great thing about Patchy is that he lives in Encino, California.
Dang.
But he's a pirate. But the only thing that makes him a pirate is that he says he's one and dresses like one.
Okay, fine, but the shirt is still very different. You know, the Dutchman's is all open and it's got those stripy things. Patchy's is more fancy with the big white puffy collar and cuffs. Well, in the Curse of Bikini Bottom, we see the Flying Dutchman's closet and he pulls
Davy
out
Jones'
the exact
locker.
same
Now it's
shirt that
Davy Jones'
Patchy
closet.
wears. Same fancy puffy collar, same cuffs. Same shirt that Patchy
Dang.
exact same shirt that same
Yeah.
It's over. I fucking love these. Fine, okay? Maybe Patchy the Pirate and the Dutchman look the same, but that doesn't mean they're the same person. It's time we address the elephant in the room. The Flying Dutchman can't be Patchy's ghost, because Patchy is alive at the same time we see the Flying Dutchman. Like, in order for this theory to be true, Patchy would have to die, and then the Dutchman's ghost would show up. But they're simultaneously existing at the same time. Patchy even shows up during an episode all about the Flying Dutchman, and he even calls it his favorite episode.
We're gonna see me favorite show, Shanghai. Ta-da!
It is
Favorite
physically
show? You
impossible
mean
for
episode?
Patchy and the Dutchman to be
Oh
the
well.
same person. Or is it? Things are about to get stranger.
Stranger. Right. Like robot invasions. JellyFish invasion.
When I rewatched all
Goofy
the episodes
Goober
with the Flying
cults
Dutchman,
wasn't strange
I
enough.
noticed something strange. In the season 7 episode, The Curse of Bikini Bottom, the Dutchman gets a girlfriend but starts to freak out when
Got
she wants to
Bikini
get
Bottom
married.
looking better, making Gotham look like paradise.
The Dutchman not being the marrying type isn't entirely true. Back in season 3 during Ghost Host, we see that the Dutchman was once married.
Is that a wedding ring?
Alright, but
Yeah,
so
okay,
what?
sure,
You know, this
Pat.
just seems like a
Sure,
small
buddy.
continuity error between seasons. No surprise for SpongeBob. But
Dang.
in the season 6 special, SpongeBob versus the Big One, there's an even stranger moment like this. The Flying Dutchman bumps into Mr. Krabs and says this to him.
He's a Flying Dutchman! It's some guy I've never seen before!
He says he's never met Mr.
Don't
Krabs.
worry, I'll talk more about this one in a second. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I said it in my reviews, because like, you know, I feel like Mr. Krabs, I feel like Patchy couldn't recognize Mr. Krabs because, you know, beard, you know, he grew a beard out, and like we know there's a lot of crabs around, so like Patchy is one thing, okay, but Patchy is maybe many things. He might possibly be the Flying Dutchman, but my man is not going to be. My man is not going to be.
But there are 2 whole
He ain't gonna
episodes
be
from
like
previous
that, okay?
seasons dedicated to the Dutchman trying
You
to
know
steal
what I'm
Mr.
about to
Krabs'
say.
soul for being too greedy. They're even
He
on
ain't
a
gonna
first name
mislabel
basis.
someone to be Mr. Krabs.
Alright, so another weird inconsistency with the Dutchman, but I'm still not convinced that it's not just lazy writing. But back in The Curse of Bikini Bottom, there's a moment that cannot be written off as another continuity error. SpongeBob and Patrick accidentally shave off the Dutchman's beard, and the Dutchman claims the beard will grow back for
I'm
another
pretty sure he
1,000
even has a
years.
bald spot in the back of his head.
You know nothing of my facial hair. It'll take 1,000 years for my beard to grow back.
But by the end of the episode, we cut to several months later, and his beard is back.
The curse will wear off when my beard grows back.
Several months later.
She wants to marry me.
It's not like this is just some plot point they forgot several months later is in the same episode where the Dutchman says the beard takes 1,000 years to grow back.
Yeah.
It'll take 1,000 years for my beard to grow back. Several months later.
Why the this line if they were just gonna
Calm
come
down,
back
Alex.
minutes later in the same goddamn episode? They mention that it's
That's what I said.
twice, as if they're trying to make you realize how inconsistent it is.
Several months later. Well, here we are several months later.
So, what does any of this mean? Why are the writers of SpongeBob intentionally making the Flying Dutchman as inconsistent as possible? Well,
The Muse got him
which makes
through.
sense to me is if we're seeing the Flying Dutchman
The Muse is getting
and by
Alex
that I
Bale
mean
through
Flying
a
Dutchman
lot.
is time traveling. Just
I just want to know, like, I know, like, Alex Bale, like, I got it, cursing, all that, but, like, was that part of the script, or did Alex Bale just, like, decide, you know what, I'm gonna throw my twist in there? Because I don't think, because, look, the Muse can be many things, but I don't think the Muse would be having a sailor mouth now.
just bear with me for a second. For
It's
SpongeBob,
Mother Tutter
only
Benedict.
several months have passed, but for the Dutchman, it actually was 1,000 years later. The Dutchman didn't recognize Mr. Krabs in season 6 because for him, this is the first time they've met, and from his perspective, the episodes where he tries to take Mr. Krabs' soul haven't happened yet. Okay, this is the one obvious contradiction I made in this theory.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't the Flying Dutchman know who Mr. Krabs is if he's supposed to be Patchy, aka the #1 fan of SpongeBob SquarePants? Obviously, he would recognize one of the main characters of the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my bad. I think we could just throw this whole point away. I think the actual reason why the Dutchman doesn't recognize Mr. Krabs here is just because of the beard. And even if you take away this piece of evidence, I still think there's enough to make a case for the Dutchman having a messed.
Also, the messed up continuity evidence isn't even that important in this sphere when I'm about to show indefinite proof of him having time powers.
Continuity. The Dutchman's
Okay,
not the marrying
sure.
type in season 7, but he
I just still
probably
think he just
actually
doesn't
does
want
end
to
up getting married
accidentally
the giant
profile another
monster,
Krabs
and
as
that's
Mr.
why we see
Krabs.
him
Like,
with the
come on,
ring in season 4.
my boy
Because
Patchy
perhaps
better than
this
that.
is the future for the Flying Dutchman. Whoa. Okay, let's calm down for a second there, Alex. This time travel idea does fix a lot of problems with the Dutchman's continuity, but claiming a character has time travel powers is a major leap. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Flying Dutchman is a very powerful ghost. He can teleport, he can
Yeah, but could
shapeshift,
he
he can
rival
grant
King
wishes,
Neptune?
but we've never
I
seen
know
him manipulate time.
King Neptune must definitely have hands. You see that build?
I wish we had known that earlier.
Tick.
Okay, you got 2 wishes left.
Dang.
Okay, so the Dutchman's time traveling. And you know what this means? The Flying Dutchman could absolutely be the ghost of Patchy the Pirate, and I'm gonna prove it.
The death of Patchy the Pirate. Nah, not my goat.
So, if Patchy the Pirate eventually becomes the Flying Dutchman, that means at some point in the future, Patchy is going to die. Except, here's the thing. I think Patchy is already dead in present day, and we have already seen his death.
Okay, come on, Alex. Please don't do
Remember that
this.
Christmas special I told you would be?
Look, I get it, but like, I'm sorry, man. I just can't. I had to literally look away when he was showing the Patchy the Pirate like dead edits. Like, come on, man. Don't do this to my. Don't do this to my goat.
SpongeBob's Road to Christmas, and as I'm recording this, it's the latest episode in the SpongeBob timeline.
Any updates?
SpongeBob does meet Patchy in this episode, but for some reason he's fully animated
And Potty too.
Usual live-action style.
Ahoy, SpongeBob and Patrick! It's me, Patchy the Pirate!
It honestly feels kind of creepy for some reason.
Indeed.
Especially since the creators themselves said that Patchy could never meet SpongeBob.
Well, they can never meet, right?
Plans can change.
Is it possible that this isn't the real Patchy? Well, the last time we saw live-action Patchy was in SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout, and that episode ended with him being fired out of a cannon and crashing into an island.
Dang.
Immediately after that, Patchy's severed head shows up and meets SpongeBob, but I already explained how this is clearly just another hallucination, and he's probably just gonna wake up on the island disappointed that he didn't actually meet SpongeBob like every other time.
Yeah.
What if this is something more than just a simple dream that he can wake up from? I mean, the last shot we saw of the real Patchy was him
Oh
and
boy.
Bud face down in the
Nickelodeon,
sand,
what were you
struggling to get
thinking,
out.
bro?
What if they didn't? And this is what Patchy is hallucinating as he dies. During
Come
his
on, man.
hallucination, he begins singing the show's theme song with SpongeBob to wrap up the episode. Oh, they're singing, we briefly cut to this horrifying shot of Patchy's body with Potty's
Look,
head
see?
lying on the island.
Nickelodeon, what the hell are you thinking, bro?
It happened so quick that I didn't even process it the first time. But goddamn, that is some
Look at it.
terrifying imagery for a kids show. Why the fuck did they show this? Is this some kind of PG symbolic way to show Patchy and Potty suffocating to death in the sand? Holy shit.
You see?
Okay, this is definitely the darkest thing I've ever found in SpongeBob. Please enjoy this compilation of people's reactions to it.
What? Stop.
You were saying, look, okay, minus the whole, editing to make it more creep factor. The fact that they showed us this, like, that's like, what? Like, replace the nah, and all that. Replace all that editing and all that. It's still messed up, man. Like, putting, like, look at Potty's head. Look at the way my boy Patchy is fidgeting, man.
Never saw this, but my god, that's terrifying.
What? What is this episode?
This is modern SpongeBob, bro. Indeed.
So, let's say Patchy and Potty, the hosts of the SpongeBob
They
SquarePants
done my
television
boys
show,
dirty.
are dead. What happens now? Well, the show must go on. The SpongeBob SquarePants television show has to continue without him, but they need a new host to replace Patchy. Except, are they really gonna tell their young audience that their beloved Patchy the Pirate and Potty the Parrot are dead?
Stop it.
They're gonna replace them with animated actors.
And they're using actors.
Hey, that's showbiz for you. Okay, so when I made this claim that Patchy was replaced by a fake animated actor, I was convinced that it was going to get disproved like a week after I posted this theory, and live action Patchy would return
Please.
and completely disprove the idea that he died. But not only has live action Patchy never returned in the 5 years since the
What?
creepy suffocation scene, but the creepy fake animated Patchy has returned once again for a 2023 Christmas special where he watches old SpongeBob Christmas episodes on a live stream.
5 viewers? Sweet Neptune, I'm going viral as scurvy at sea.
Potty even calls him an imposter.
What the? Back off, you flying freak.
I mean, he's referencing.
Nah. My boy Patchy do become a pack. Nah, come on. There has to be. There has to be. Hold on, I'll be right back. Yeah, nothing. Really nothing, bro. But also, it did make me remember, like, wasn't there like a SpongeBob 3D Christmas special, like where everyone was 3D? Heck, even Potty and Patchy were 3D. So, and I definitely know that Christmas special in 3D was way before Potty and Patchy kicked the bucket. So, like, yeah, but I'm guess it's a Christmas special. I don't think they were including it.
When he pretended to be Santa, but still. But what happened to the real Patchy after he died? Well, he became a ghost and could finally meet his idol SpongeBob, except when he goes to Bikini Bottom, what would he see? SpongeBob and all of his friends partying without him. Patchy dedicated his entire life to SpongeBob. He even died for him, and SpongeBob never even knew
This
Patchy
amount of glaze is
existed.
not necessary, Patchy.
That's been building up inside of Patchy for all of these years finally explodes, and this is how Patchy the Pirate becomes the Flying Dutchman. Patchy is done pretending to be a pirate and dressing up in his fake costumes. He gets a new look, a new identity, and now we can finally live out the fantasy of being a real pirate.
Thank you.
Remember that board game that they said was based on a real map of the Flying Dutchman?
Thank you.
Based on a real treasure map.
We never really did see the map that it was based on, or did we? Remember when Patchy was looking for the lost SpongeBob episode? He used this map to find it. Now, at first I thought these two maps didn't look all that similar, but the more I looked at it, the more my mind was blown.
It was.
Same red X in the middle, you got the compass,
It was
the
crazy
palm
when we
trees, a
saw
turtle,
it.
a fish,
It was
but
crazy.
most importantly, they both have
Again, I did a whole playlist where I did all the episodes. Well, minus the Neptune one, but I already explained.
very specific detail.
I already
Not to see
explained
that on any
what
random
happened to
map.
the original
Flying
Neptune
Dutchman
video.
based his map off of the who
SpongeBob.
ignored him his entire life, SpongeBob SquarePants.
SpongeBob.
How did Patchy become such a powerful ghost who can even manipulate time itself? Well, there's actually an episode in season 12 called The Ghost of Plankton that gives us a pretty clear understanding of how ghost powers work. It basically just takes time and effort to grow your powers. Patchy's already given SpongeBob 20 years of dedication. Might as well go a little further with it as the Dutchman. Okay,
Dang.
let's quickly wrap up some loose ends people have commented about.
Okay.
Why would Patchy be called the Flying Dutchman if he isn't even Dutch?
Ha.
Well, maybe there already was a real legendary Flying Dutchman pirate out there, and Patchy just took his name, because that's kind of what Patchy does.
Dang.
He's a fanboy who likes to pretend. Okay, how did Patchy get his ghost ship? And what about the Dutchman's crew that was mentioned in that one episode?
Give me me old first mate who stole me gold and me crew.
Stole your gold? We just went out to get pizza. I don't know. It's implied Patchy's been the Dutchman for thousands of years and has the ability to travel to any point in time. That's plenty of time for him to find a ship and a crew and live out the pirate fantasy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and even though if even if he did get packed up, and I feel so unceremoniously because I feel it basically implies that no one knows what happened to Patchy. Like Patchy just kaboom, just Patchy is just he's gone. Like no one gave him a proper burial. Technically, like his body still remains in the island. So at least I'm happy to know that since he kind of has time traveling, that my boy was able to live out the fantasies of being a real pirate. But dang, man.
Now, just because it's a ghost ship doesn't necessarily mean the Dutchman died with it. I mean, he has a ghost phone too.
Ha!
We see the Dutchman always stealing souls and taking them to Davy Jones.
Next up, Davy Jones' locker.
Doesn't that kind of imply he's more of a Grim Reaper type figure?
Yeah.
We've actually seen lots of ghosts try to steal souls in this show. In Money Talks, Mr. Krabs reveals he sold his soul to a whole long line full of different ghosts.
Dang.
Well, I sort of sold my soul already. Get to the back of the line.
This is just speculation.
Even SpongeBob was there. And also, Mr. Krabs, how much of your soul did you have to give everyone? Like, I may not be the smartest tool in the shed. Heck, I am not what you call intelligent. But I'm pretty sure you can't just split your soul in small, even things and expect the ghost to be alright with it. I know one of those ghosts is trying to scam you. Or is Mr. Krabs so scammy that he even outwit this ghost? Like, bro, I don't even know if I should be worried about Mr. Krabs or should I applaud him. My man is literally scamming ghosts.
Maybe stealing souls and giving them to Davy Jones is a way to make you a stronger ghost. It would explain why the Dutchman is such a powerful ghost who can even time travel. That should about cover everything. Back to the theory. Patchy travels back in time to visit all of his favorite, most cherished SpongeBob episodes, including his favorite episode, Shanghai.
We're gonna see me favorite show, Shanghai.
Except now, he's not just watching the episode. He's the one in control, and he's gonna make SpongeBob pay for everything he's done. And he's gonna make him pay over and over and over again.
I'm not sure if Alex Bale is going to bring this up, but I remember specifically that Shanghai was one of those episodes that had like alternate endings, really. Because I remember like Shanghai had like three endings essentially. One where SpongeBob made, the wish that the Flying Dutchman was a vegetarian. Squidward when he accidentally wished that SpongeBob and Patrick never met him, which is making SpongeBob and Patrick losing their memories of hanging out with Squidward. And I'm not sure what Patrick wished. I don't know. I don't remember what Patrick wished. But all I know is that there were three alternate endings. So I'm not sure if Alex Bale is going to say anything about that. But,
But then we get to the episode Ghost Host.
I just feel like
Patchy
Shanghai is
initially
just one of
moves
those
in with
episodes,
SpongeBob
man.
to torture him, but as much as he tries to deny it, deep down he's still that devoted fanboy who just wants SpongeBob to be his friend. As much as he wants to pretend to be the Dutchman, deep down, Patchy is still here. And that is why, if you go to the Krusty Krab after closing, and you go out the back to the dumpster, you can still read the words, Patchy was here. Yes, he certainly was.
Yay!
Ladies and gentlemen, is the time-traveling ghost pirate theory. Thank you very much. Oh shit! What about Buddy? He died with Patchy too, right? What the hell happened to him? I can figure this out. Just
He
give me a
becomes
second.
an
Let me just
eldritch
quickly
bird
watch
monster
every
in
single episode of
SpongeBob in
SpongeBob.
season 30.
Gotta watch the spin-offs too. Okay, let me see.
I'm joking. Ah!
Wonder what Perry tastes like.
That is the
Cook my
time-traveling
boy
ghost pirate
Potty.
theory, baby. I
No!
am done. Woo! See ya.
What Perry tastes like.
Time-traveling ghost pirate theory, baby. I am
He said he was
done.
gonna do it.
See ya.
He actually did it. No! Now Potty's triple dead. No, Potty's just dead.
Alex Bale's videos are the only ones that can make my eyes water. Their sheer excitement.
You guys are the best. I've loved watching all the reaction videos.
Bruh.
Okay.
He killed Potty
Time-traveling
twice.
ghost pirate theory. I love this theory. I'd put it third in terms of believability, but in terms of just being like a really fun and compelling narrative, I'd say it's my favorite. It just adds so much depth and sympathy to both of these iconic but maybe a little one-dimensional characters. And yeah, maybe some parts of this theory could be stronger, but you gotta admit, it's crazy how much of it lines up perfectly. I know they're working on a new SpongeBob movie with the Flying Dutchman as like the main villain, so you know, there's a good chance it'll just.
Mark Hamill will be voicing the Flying Dutchman in the SpongeBob The Search for SquarePants movie in December 19, 2025. Huh, look at that. I guess I will be watching it. Patchy was originally supposed to be the pirate in both the first and second movies, but executives told him to take him out because he wasn't appealing enough to the audiences. So even if I'm right, they wanted to reveal Patchy as Dutchman in the movie, I doubt they could. Nah, come on, bring my boy real life Patchy one more time. Bring my man's back. Okay, we need to know what happened. I want to see it. I want to see if this is true, because if it's true, then Alex Bale, I'm sorry, you got to make the video to say that you was right. Because ain't no way. Because ain't no way. Come on. Bring back the Flying Dutchman. And bring back Patchy too.
But at the same time, the Sandy movie confirmed my television theory, so I don't know. I'm gonna hold out hope.
I'm done updating or making more of these SpongeBob. Even if the new evidence come out, at most maybe I'll make some quick post and brag if something gets outright confirmed. Lol. Oh, come on. Come on, Alex Bale. Do one more. Just one more, okay? Just one teeny tiny little video. Even just a 1 minute video. Nah, they making me beg like I'm Mr. Krabs the Bubble Bass. That's crazy talk. But hey man, if it happens, it happens, bro. Sure.
So yeah, those were my 8 SpongeBob theories. It was really fun revisiting them and seeing how they all held up. I'm glad we were able to end on a high note with this last one.
You know what?
So we have reached my final SpongeBob mini theory, and probably the final SpongeBob theory I will ever make. And it's fittingly the theory that I teased in the final episode of Don't Feed the Muse. I'm going to be proving that Larry the Lobster is secretly.
Oh yeah, this is the last episode.
By the name Pinhead Larry. This is the Pinhead Larry the Lobster theory. I saved this one till the end, not because it's the best or the most shocking theory I've ever made. It might not even be the best mini theory in this video, but I saved it because it's the most ridiculous sounding one. Larry the Lobster is a drug lord kingpin that goes by the name Pinhead Larry. Is one of these.
How could they do this to my boy Larry?
Sentences I have ever come up with in one of these SpongeBob.
Would you like to see a Breaking Bad? I'm rewatching the show for the 10th time to see if I can find one. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I mean, I haven't. I'm not gonna say it because I was gonna get. I know people are gonna come and get me for this, but yeah, I never really watched Breaking Bad, but it's something I want to look onto. This year, I've been trying to get myself into watching old new shows that I haven't watched, but people say it was good, so I'm gonna see if I can do.
And I think that's the thing that I love the most about making these videos. about the most mundane and unsuspecting
Bro, it's
topics,
just
like a
tomorrow.
random side
Tomorrow will
character in a
be the
kid's show,
final
and then
episode.
you can still
And then
actually
after that,
somehow make a
it's
pretty good
done.
case
It's
for it.
finito.
It's just the
Finish.
most unexpected and magical
Like,
feeling in the world. And
finish.
it's
Like,
why I
all
have
this
loved
will be
making a
done,
theory
really.
about a time-traveling ghost pirate or a goofy goober alien death cult. It's why I have loved making each one of these theories, and why I'll continue to make theories about other stupid, unsuspecting...
Yeah, I guess I haven't talked about the Miss Frizzle, and the Dark Side of Pixar theories because I never really got around to do that, did I? Well, just leave it down in the comment section below if you guys want me to do a rewatch on that one because I really do want to watch everything.
mundane topics after this.
I remember when we did bro, this episode blew up. Like, it blew up. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If I have to say what's my favorite non-SpongeBob theory that Alex Bale did, it has to be the Avatar one because, bro, what? Cabbage Man, like, oh, my cabbages, just turned up to be one of the ops.
It's been a wild ride. Let's begin our final SpongeBob theory.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like that's a good way to end it off. Be on the lookout for tomorrow, and that means subscribe to the channel and turn on notification so that way you don't miss out when the Larry the Lobster theory comes out. I have to say, whew, we're really at the final stretch. Saturday will be the final episode of the SpongeBob Theory Marathon. And then after that, Monday we'll be releasing the Don't Feed the Muse 3-part reaction. Whew. Just, wow, I can't believe we're here. But anyways, guys, make sure you like the video so I know you guys enjoy. Comment down below if you want me to keep watching more Alex Bale videos. Because I'm not gonna lie, I really do enjoy these videos, and I really want to continue watching more. You can also leave recommendations down in the channel as well. You can leave down what you want me to react to next, or any video idea you want me to do. As we're trying to at least expand the territory, we're trying to expand what we do here on this channel. But yeah, I guess that's nothing else for me to say. I already said my piece. So this is Juan Gamer 54 signing off.